Pope Leo XIV says control of artificial intelligence must not remain in the hands of a few, while warning that technology is fueling world conflicts, setting out his proposals in the first major theological document of his pontificate. These include protecting the distinctive grandeur of humanity amid rapidly changing technology to be subject to the most rigorous ethical constraints. And for the most rigorous ethical constraints,
The first day of Hajj has begun, with more than 1.5 million Muslims from around the world making the annual pilgrimage to Mecca in Saudi Arabia, a once-in-a-lifetime journey for many. As part of the 5-day rituals, pilgrims visit the Kaaba, encircling it counterclockwise several times.
Islamabad Traffic Police has intensified its crackdown against lane violations and other traffic law breaches across the federal capital. Following directives issued by Chief Traffic Officer Mohammed Sarfraz Verk, authorities inspected 507 motorcyclists during the enforcement campaign and took legal action against more than 8,000 riders for violating other traffic lane discipline and other traffic regulations.
At least 16 people were killed and 6 others injured after a passenger van crashed into a parked bus on the Swat Expressway, also known as the M16 motorway, according to the motorway police. Officials said the bus was travelling from Karachi to Poona and had been parked along the roadside when a van coming from Rawalpindi to Daya slammed into it from behind. The collision left the van badly damaged.
A rare astronomical event is expected to take place in Mecca this year, as the sun will align directly above the Kaaba on the day of Arafat. According to astronomers, the phenomenon will occur at noon on May 27, 2026, which corresponds to the 9th day of Dhul Hijjah 1447H. At the exact moment of alignment, the sun will be positioned directly above the Kaaba, causing shadows to disappear completely in Mecca.
Punjab Transport Minister Bilal Akbar Khan has said the provincial government is continuing efforts to improve public transport facilities across the province by introducing modern, safe and affordable travel services. During his visit to Attock, the minister reviewed arrangements at the general bus stand and electric vehicle stand and appreciated the performance of the Regional Transport Authority, RTA, Attock.
The Punjab government is preparing a major policy push to convert waste into energy and commercially usable products under its expanding Sutra Punjab initiative. Officials are considering incentives and land leases for private sector green investment projects across the province. Under the proposed framework, government land could be leased to private companies for waste-to-energy, biogas and recycling projects.
Marden, at least 16 people were killed and 7 others were injured after a SWAT-bound passenger coach collided with a bus parked by the roadside of the SWAT motorway in Koro Kote Saidabad area on Monday, Rescue 1122 said. Rescue 1122 Public Relations Officer Syed Abbas Shah confirmed the number of casualties.
Islamabad. The Islamabad High Court, IHC, on Monday restrained the Capital Development Authority, CDA, from dispossessing the residents of 1 Constitution Avenue and issued a stay order on intra-court appeals filed against the dismissal of their writ petitions. A division bench comprising Justice Muhammad Azam Khan and Justice Raja Inam Amin Minhas heard the appeals filed by the residents of 1 Constitution Avenue. During the proceedings, the court directed the CDA not to take any coercive action against the occupants till the next hearing.
A local election in an industrial city in northern Italy is exposing differences over immigration between governing coalition parties and showing how the country's rapidly changing social fabric is shaping politics. Surrounded by factories and rice paddies, Vigevano is a city of 62,000 people, where 15% of the population is foreign, including many people from Egypt and Romania. Tech billionaire Elon Musk's SpaceX is preparing to list its shares on the US-based Nasdaq in what will be the most hotly anticipated initial public offering IPO in years. Here's everything you need to know about the deal.
The Murray District Administration has finalised special arrangements ahead of Eid al-Adha as authorities prepare for a heavy influx of tourists during the holiday season. Officials said Section 144 has been imposed across the hill station throughout the Eid holidays to maintain law and order, regulate traffic and prevent any untoward incidents amid the expected surge in visitors.
Lenovo has updated its affordable ThinkPad E-series for 2026 with newer Intel Core Ultra processors, higher refresh rate displays, and several practical upgrades. The refreshed lineup includes the ThinkPad E14 and ThinkPad E16, two of Lenovo's popular business laptops. The new models are now available for pre-order in China ahead of their May 27 release.
Authorities in Islamabad have decided to launch a large-scale operation against illegal encroachments and unauthorised settlements across the federal capital. According to sources, the Capital Development Authority, CDA, District Administration and Police have jointly prepared an operational framework and submitted it to the Ministry of Interior for approval.
AirCL is preparing to launch another domestic route as the airline continues expanding its network across Pakistan with new intercity operations. The airline has announced a special flight between Multan and Karachi, scheduled to operate on May 26 at 1:30 p.m. AirCL shared details of the upcoming operation through an official social media announcement, while flight booking information was also made available through the airline's website. The Supreme Court of Pakistan has issued a detailed ruling outlining key legal principles related to family disputes, domestic or khula proceedings, emphasising women's right to choose their legal course in marital cases. A three-member bench headed by Chief Justice Yahya Afridi issued the 12-page judgment authored by Justice Shahid Bilal Hassan.
India's ruling Hindu Nationalist Party has ordered detention centres for undocumented Bangladeshis and Rohingyas in West Bengal state, sparking fear among minorities that it could lead to arbitrary expulsions. The directive comes just days after Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Bharatiya Janata Party, BJP, won power in the eastern state for the first time since the country's independence in 1947.
Pakistan mourned on Sunday as a devastating attack struck a train in Quetta on Sunday, killing at least 14 people and injuring another 20. An explosion hit the train as it was passing through a railway crossing in the provincial capital, derailing passenger bogies and destroying a number of vehicles waiting for the train to cross.
Greek swimmer Christian Kolomeev earned a $1 million bonus for beating a world record, while sprinter Fred Kerley won a week 100 metres as the drug-friendly Enhanced Games made a hyperbolic debut at a casino car park in Las Vegas on Sunday. Kolomeev, who failed to make the podium in 4 Olympics, posted a time of 20.81 seconds in the 50 metres freestyle, 0.07 seconds faster than the official world record held by Australia's Cameron McEvoy. The United States will either secure a strong agreement with Iran or confront the country another way, US Secretary of State Marco Rubio says after President Donald Trump moved to temper expectations. We thought we might have some news last night, maybe today. I wouldn't read too much into it. Rubio said in New Delhi on Monday, referring to the potential agreement to end the US-Israeli war on Iran, which began on February 28.
United States President Donald Trump has told his representatives not to rush into any deal with Iran, as his administration played down hopes of an imminent breakthrough in the 3-month-old war that had been raised a day earlier. The US blockade on Iranian ships in the Strait of Hormuz would remain in full force and effect until an agreement is reached, certified and signed. Trump wrote on Truth Social a day after he said a deal had largely been negotiated, which included the reopening of the vital waterway.
Authorities in Muzaffarabad division have launched a strict crackdown on illegal wall chalking, unauthorised banners, hoardings and public advertisements in response to growing public complaints and ongoing civic beautification efforts. According to an official handout, Divisional Commissioner Badar Munir directed Deputy Commissioners in Muzaffarabad, Neelam Valley and Jhelum Valley to immediately remove all illegal posters, banners and wall chalking from public spaces. Tixel's Fcon has launched its latest gaming monitor, the Thunderbird 25Q5A in China. The 24.5-inch display focuses on high-speed gaming at an affordable price. The monitor is also being marketed as the 2026 Falcon F6. It is currently listed for roughly $122.
Pakistan Railways has decided to roll out a 700-kilometer fiber optic network and introduce smart railway systems as part of a major digitization program. The program aims to modernize railway operations, freight management and passenger services across the country. Karachi administration has launched a major crackdown on illegal cattle markets across the city ahead of Eid al-Adha on the directives of Commissioner Syed Hassan Naqvi. Officials said authorities had arrested several individuals and registered cases against those involved in setting up unauthorized animal sale points in different districts of the metropolis.
Lenovo has quietly added a new 15-inch laptop to its lineup. The IdeaPad Slim 5i, Model 15i WC11, recently appeared on the company's product specifications site. The listing gives a full look at the hardware before Lenovo has announced official pricing or availability details. The laptop appears to be a straightforward productivity machine, built around Intel's new Wildcat Lake processors.
Over 1.5 million Muslims began filling a vast tent city in Mecca on Monday for the annual Hajj pilgrimage carried out against the backdrop of hopes for an end to the war in the Middle East. The white-robed pilgrims on buses or on foot arrived at the sprawling encampment in Mina after performing the tawaf.
I recently had the chance to sit down with Roma Riaz, who represented Pakistan at the Miss Universe pageant in 2025 and recently made her debut at the 79th Cannes Film Festival. During our conversation, we spoke about everything from representing Pakistan on international platforms to fashion, identity, visibility, and the emotional weight of carrying a title that sparks both admiration and debate back home. What followed was a deeply candid discussion about the complicated realities of being a modern Pakistani woman in the public eye.
Indian Finance Minister Nirmala urged the country on Monday to focus on fuel, fertilizer and foreign exchange and underlined Prime Minister Narendra Modi's plea to conserve foreign exchange as very important amid the Gulf crisis. Earlier this month, Modi called on Indians to conserve fuel and foreign exchange and avoid gold purchases, among other austerity measures, to better manage the energy shock and economic headwinds. US Secretary of State Marco Rubio says US and Iranian negotiators have a pretty solid thing on the table and a deal to end the war between the two countries may be reached on Monday. We're still a work in progress, Rubio said during a visit to India.